Hi. So I wanted to give you just a super quick kind of overview of why we want to be using the UTM data, since I don't think we've been doing this before. It's really something that will help us, get more out of our contacts when we have them fill out a form, especially if we're going to go to using just first name, last name, and email address. So this is kind of just a really good way of looking at it. When we do a form without the iTracker 360 tool, we're going to get exactly what we asked for, first name, last name, and email address. When we have iTracker 360s installed, then we get all this extra stuff here. And this stuff, the lead source, the medium, the term, all of these different things, including the IP address, are really dependent on whether or not we just want them to be organic or whether or not we want to use directed information, which is a nice feature that this kind of tool offers. So without, saying pre-writing what we want in that URL, everything's just going to be organic. Whatever keywords they use are going to come in here. We're going to get the IP address. It should autofill in the city, state, and zip based on that IP. And then the referring URL will be in here also. So all of this, of course, it gives us a better idea of who this person is and how much it costs us to get them, right? So the next step, I've already set up our account. There's a couple more steps to go. One, we need to decide whether or not we want to use the WordPress plugin, and I have the license key here for us to install the plugin, or if we want to just put the script on one page at a time. So every time we build a form, an opt-in form, an opt-in page, we'd need to put this on here. It really is just easier to use the WordPress plugin. And I can do this myself as long as somebody gives me a username and password, unless you really want our text to do it. But I'm perfectly capable with WordPress. So by putting that in there, when we go to run these ads that we're talking about, we can go to the URL builder and decide actually what we want in these fields. So being able to say what the source was, what the medium was, what campaign we're tying it to. If we're going to put a term in here like this is a 2-week only ad or something, we can do that. What was the content of the ad? By preloading all this stuff and hitting build URL, this is the URL we're going to give to the advertisers instead of just saying go to LeadPops. So it's already got all of these details in it that we want in our contact, so that when we go later on and look at, say we run 5 ads and we want to compare them side by side, we can look at how many people we got from each one based on these criteria and decide which ad worked better for us in a very simple report versus trying to figure it out the way we've been figuring it out. So this is a really good add-on feature that we want to do for our sites, and this really does fall into that need to be using the Infusionsoft form code instead of just using the API to put them in and tagging them. So we would take the regular form, and this is just a sample of somebody else that uses it. We'd have our first name, last name, email, and then these hidden fields here that we would add to the form. Ignore everything else. Go to the code, grab the unstyled code, and this is what we're going to use in the form on the web page instead of what we're using now, which is I don't know, because it has something to do with how we're APIing it in there. But I know that you can do this. I'm sure that will not be a problem. So anyway, I just wanted to see I wanted you to see firsthand what it is that I was trying to explain, because I know sometimes visual makes it easier.